Halloween is coming soon, a time of mysterious stories and scary adventures. And what could be better than to dive into the world of horror and mystery with the top 10 free horror games on Steam? These games will not only let you feel the atmosphere of fear, but also will not hit your wallet. Reminiscence is a psychological horror game created on the Unity engine for single player. The plot of the game revolves around the protagonist, who returns to his old home to solve the mysteries of his family's disappearance in a world experiencing anarchy. Your character gains the ability to manipulate time, which leads to a series of unique puzzles in two different worlds: an unharmed mid-20th century house and a destroyed version of it.
A Sacramento man claims to have discovered the secrets of time travel with a scientific community.
The Suits Have Gone Mad is a new episodic horror game from Blank Dream Studios, released on May 4th, 2023. The game immerses you in the world of Blake and Whitley Innovations' Monopoly, where you will have to solve mysteries and bring color to a boring world. It's a terrifying corporate game where characters work in a dystopian black and white office, creating new tones. The game presents a world where work becomes even more serious than it already is, and those who stray from the established path never come back. SCP: Secret Laboratory is a free-to-play multiplayer horror game that takes players inside the SCP Foundation facility during a content leak incident. As a result, many anomalies bypass the security systems and get out of their cells with non-peaceful intentions. Players can become facility personnel, a recapture agent, or an anomalous entity and fight for control of the facility or attempt to escape from it. Cry of Fear is a psychological horror game with the possibility of playing in both single-player and cooperative modes. The plot unfolds in an abandoned city filled with terrifying creatures and nightmarish hallucinations. Players step into the role of a young man desperately searching for answers in the cold Scandinavian night, making their way through the city as it gradually descends into madness. TELEFORUM is a horrifying found-footage-style game that explores the uncharted sides of media. The game tells the story of journalist Walter Martin, who ended his life while broadcasting the TV program TELEFORUM, which has now been cancelled. You visit his widow's apartment to comfort the grieving woman and shed light on this horrible story. But that's not the main reason for your visit. It's all about the tape, isn't it? Try to find out the truth. The game has an analog VHS visual style inspired by a found-footage-style horror film. FLIGHTMARE is an indie horror game that takes your adrenaline to the next level, promising an exciting adventure in an airborne nightmare atmosphere. You'll be trapped on a hijacked airplane, where a sinister horror lurks in the shadows and all the other passengers are mysteriously dead. Your only hope is to unravel the creepy secrets of the plane and escape the threat. Will you be able to escape the impending disaster, or will you become another victim in this terrifying race against time? The developers warn that the game may contain content not intended for all ages, including blood, violence, and general adult content. BloodMoon is a multiplayer horror game where teamwork plays a key role. Players will have to run, hide, and escape to outsmart the relentless evil. The game allows you to survive the horrors of BloodMoon with your friends. One of the game's features is its procedurally generated maps, making each game a unique experience. Each game involves a group of 5 players, one of whom takes on the sinister role of the killer. The Paper Trials is a terrifying first-person game in which players will be trapped in nightmarish mazes. The main goal of the game is to find all the pages of a mysterious book and escape. Standing still or hiding is deadly, so players will have to run to survive. This is the first chapter in the Paper Trials series, and you have to pass the first maze. However, you are not alone. There are doctors in the maze who are looking for you. Can you survive? Dark Deception is a game that combines elements of arcade games and horror. In this first-person view game, players find themselves in a world full of nightmarish mazes and monsters. The player's task is to collect all the pieces of crystals scattered around the maze, while avoiding encounters with monsters. The plot of the game develops from chapter to chapter, each of which offers new challenges and monsters to overcome. Dark Fracture. Prologue is the introductory chapter of the first-person psychological horror title, Dark Fracture. It is a free-to-play standalone game in which players will get a glimpse of what it means to face the inner chaos of a tormented mind. In this world, reality and imagination mix to change the world around them. The game is set in the late 90s in a wooded area of the northeastern United States, on the grounds of a research center for the study of body decomposition. You enter the world in the guise of Edward, a lonely man with a tragic past who can barely cope with his problems, exacerbated by the seclusion of his workplace. This is the end of our journey through the dark corridors of free horror games on Steam. Halloween is coming soon, and it's a great reason to immerse yourself in the atmosphere of horror, with friends or alone. Each of the presented games is unique in its own way, and can bring you many moments of horror and awe. Test your courage and try to pass at least one of them if you dare.